Well, good morning, Nick May, Walls by Design, having coffee out on the back deck this morning. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about cabinet painting. We started doing cabinets about 12 years ago. We've been doing them very efficiently, and a lot of them for the last 10, I would say. So we've been in business for 26 years. I always like to preface with that, because if I start saying we've been doing cabinets for 10, 12 years, people think we've only been in business for 10 or 12 years. But we've been in business for a long time, but we've really focused and specialized in cabinetry and painting cabinets for the last 10 to 12. And so we have a very unique process. If you've watched any of our videos, you know we bring a 20-foot trailer to the house, and we do all the cabinet doors and drawers. If you followed us for any length of time, you know that we bring a 20-foot trailer. We do all the doors and drawers in the trailer. We hand paint the boxes in the house. We don't like to spray. Now, I will say that we will spray boxes if that's something you want to do, but it does typically add about 50% of the cost additionally to the whole project. And that's because we have to tape and mask and protect everything in the kitchen, versus when we are doing the normal, I would say 95% of the time, we're just brushing and rolling the boxes. If we are doing that level of service, it's a minimal protection. We don't have to cover all of the walls and everything, in and around, and tent off the whole entire kitchen. So it's just a lot more efficient, way to do it. Now, there's good and bad to both of those things. The positive of spraying the cabinet, the boxes, and the doors is that everything is going to look consistent and have the exact same finish on it. Whereas when we brush and roll, you have a slight finish difference on the boxes. You see a little bit more texture. It's not that you're going to see brush lines and brush marks, but you will see a little bit more texture on those boxes. But as I always like to tell our customers, 90% or 95%, sometimes even 100%. I was in the kitchen the other day, you couldn't even see the boxes. You're going to see the doors. So that's mostly what you see. And so it helps us be very efficient and keep costs down for our homeowners. But we've really developed a great efficient system for painting cabinets. The very first thing that we do is we do a buff sand. A lot of people don't understand is you don't want to sand into the wood. A lot of people think you got to get rid of all the finish that's on there, get down to raw wood. But the problem that causes is then that's going to release the tannins in the wood, and that can cause some staining coming through our paint. So we're just doing a light buff sand. Then we wipe everything down with a deglosser, which is going to further etch into the finish and remove the dust that we've created by sanding. Then we use a bonding primer. Very specifically, we use a Benjamin Moore product called Stix. We do 2 coats. Everything that we do is light, thin coats. We spray all of our doors upright. We don't lay them down. A lot of guys will do that. The problem that causes, in my opinion, is that you're putting product on too thick. The paint has a harder time, drying through the layers. And really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get away with doing a one coat system. And so because we hang ours, it's very efficient and very quick for us to just do multiple coats. So we do multiple thin coats. And this is how we are able to then provide a lifetime warranty and confidently offer free yearly touch-ups. So a lot of our competitors think that we're crazy, and that a lot of our competitors think we're crazy or think that we must offer that because it's not going to last. Well, we're giving this service for life. If it didn't hold up, if it didn't really hold up to the test of time and just daily, wear and tear, then it would be ridiculous. We wouldn't be able to really offer that. When I go out and do the touch-ups, and I'm typically the one going out and doing touch-ups, our customers constantly tell me, Nick, I'm shocked and so glad how well this has held up over the years. I went to one just the other day, and we've done a few touch-ups, but I was there, I think touch-ups took me 5-10 minutes. And that's typically what it takes, maybe 20 minutes. And then we chat and we catch up and do all that kind of thing. But the yearly touch-up program is great. Our customers really, really appreciate it. They really like that we offer this. It helps us book projects. So it's a marketing effort, from our standpoint. And it helps our customers remember us. And then that leads us to more referrals, to be honest. I believe it's one of the best marketing things that we do. It's not going out and doing an advertising bit, but it is, I look at it as marketing. It helps us communicate to our customers that we're here for the long term. We're always going to come back. And in fact, a customer yesterday asked me, hey, if I had some doors that needed to be repainted, just because there's more than just touch ups on it. We have a scrape across or whatever, can you guys help me with that? And I said, yeah, we charge $150 for that door. Have you bring it into our office. We're going to spray it. Or if we're just in the area, we can grab it and bring it to one of our job sites and just spray it and take care of it for you. And so we really just try to be the resource. And my goal is to be your painter for life. I'm not interested in just the one-off, project, which means I'm not always going to have the best news for you. I'm going to price things out correctly, meaning I'm not going to just lowball some price just to get a project, is what I meant by that. I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm going to really help educate you on anything that we're going to be doing in the house, why certain prices are more expensive. Sometimes customers want us to come out for very small things. And I said, well, it's very inefficient for us to come out, for a small, you know, master bathroom. Guy called me 2 weeks ago, wanted me to just paint the master bathroom. Like, we've got setup charges just to get out to the house. And so if we could do this with something else, then the whole project becomes way more efficient. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. But we want to be your painter for life. I have many families that I've painted, many members of the family, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, and children of original homeowners. So that's been pretty cool. So, anyway, so back to cabinets, we give the lifetime warranty. I didn't actually mention, I think I stopped at Stix. We use the Stix as the bonding primer, but then we use Advance, which is by Benjamin Moore, and that's the finish that we've literally used for 12 years on our cabinets. We're not interested in working with any other products. We won't use Sherwin-Williams products. I don't go into 2K poly products, but we love this product. It's very consistent for us. We know it very well, and it's enabled us to offer our lifetime warranty and to provide free yearly touch-ups for our customers. So if you're interested in talking more about cabinet painting, please give us a call. And I'm Nick with Walls by Design. Have a great day.